choosing to come to this space today and all the work that is taken to get up to this point, it is important for me to just take a moment, feeling anxious, and just come out and just reground myself. Even I would say early on in my journey, and when I say my journey, I'm talking about my grieving journey. And just not even knowing how to process all those emotions. And once I started my self-work, it was finding things that made sense and felt good to me. Also a mental and emotional experience, and then it was a spiritual experience. I was operating those feelings that were keeping me on a low vibrational level of understanding, although are necessary. I knew that wasn't where I wanted to stay. So I'm like, how do you get to happy again? Right? How do you get to joy? How do I get there? And not just get there, but how do I stay there? So today we just came out to shoot some video clips and get some stills, and just really wanted to be connected to nature. I tell a story all the time. How Covenant Lives Selling Heart Agency came to me. And when I was depressed in my early stages of grief, I woke up, I laid down, went to sleep. And it was like, ever been in one of those type dreams where you're dreaming, but you're like in your dream, you can feel, smell, hear, touch, all of it. And in this dream, I woke up in the green pasture, and I heard something rustling through the grass. It was tall grass. And this little boy runs up to me, and he just puts his hands on my face, and he smiles. And I heard somebody call the name Desmond, and the little boy took off. And I'm like, there's no way, right? Can't possibly be. My son was probably past for maybe 2-3 weeks at the time. But in this dream, this little boy was already a toddler. So I get up and I'm rustling around trying to get out to go to the pathway to follow the little boy, and I come out to this dirt road. Now, before I tell you what happened on that dirt road, I got to tell you this. 2 weeks before my son died, my grandfather was also in transition. And I remember we were sitting at the house. My grandmother, my brothers, my cousins were sitting around my grandpa. And I remember we all were going in the room one by one. So when it was my turn to go in the room with me, my mom, my grandma. And I said, hey, Pop, I said, I heard you get ready to go on a trip. I said, can I go with you? My Pop said, girl, he said, no, you can't go with me. He said, I'm not coming back. And I said, well, all right, Pop. He said, I got to take care of the baby. So we all look at each other like, we don't know what my grandpa's talking about. Because maybe, when people are in transition, they see things, they hear things. So we just attributed it to that. 2 weeks later, I go to the hospital for a checkup appointment and find out my son has no heartbeat. I get out to the dirt road, and I get a little ways down because in my dream, I'm like, I don't want to get too close because I don't know if they're supposed to see me, if I was supposed to see them, right? But I got close enough to be able to make out that it was my grandfather who was standing on a porch with another older lady who I can't make out to this day. I don't know who she was. And he's calling my son down the dirt road to come into the house as he had ran away. And when I tell you, when you know that you are in your dream, but I could feel the tears on my face, sleep on the couch. I could feel them. When I woke up, I had such a peace and calm in my heart at this moment, because before then I wasn't despair. I was like, what happened? Why did it happen? I can't figure this out. And I did. I even had thoughts of like suicide, because I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here? I had nothing to contribute. It was like, and it was not a thought that I've ever had before, but for some reason it was happening. It was a thought. It was a real thought at that. I said, of course you can't do that. You got other kids here, other people depend on you. But I was still ready, like, listen, if you take me today, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be here. I done felt death in my womb. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I held it inside of me. I know what it feels like. But when I woke up from that dream, I felt, I'm not going to say rejuvenated, but I did feel a peace and a calm, because I felt in that moment God knew he had to show me and let me know that my son was good. That my grandfather, who told me before he died, he had to take care of the baby. And in that dream, I got to see it in real life. I got to see it. So I came out of that dream. No, before I even came out that dream, before I even woke up, can't forget this part, a spiritual download happened. Spiritual download happened of God showing me what I was supposed to do next. God downloaded to me Covenant Lives, and that this is going to be part of my heart healing. and that it was going to be an agency where other people would be involved along the way. And therefore, Covenant Lives Healing Heart Agency Incorporated came to be. And since 2019, July 2019, we have been paving the ground. It's been a transformational work for me because this is something that God has been equipping me to do. You know, it wasn't any finances involved in the beginning. I didn't have money to start a business. I just trusted and believed that God told me to do this, and everything else would work itself out. And it has. This is 2024. We are definitely further than where we were when we started. Families are coming to us for so many different reasons. Connecting with other foundations, connecting with other community organizations that, believe in what we're doing. Now on a state level, we have the attention of the governor. Black maternal health is a crisis right now. And just being able to advocate for that. So it's so much that I've learned in the meantime, being able to truly heal my heart and be grateful and thankful for my son's existence, and being able to go through phases of grief, restoration, rehabilitation, and recovery. Show families that how they can navigate, how they find courage, how they find strength in the aftermath. This has been a very important thing for me. So it has been an opportunity for me to create a safe space for people to come and be able to share their stories, be able to say the name of their loved one in a place where they are amongst like-minded and like-experienced others, where they feel comfortable and unafraid, where they can honor the memory of their loved one in a ritual or a ceremony that means something to them. And this is the first time. This is the first time that we've done this way. And this is what God left on my heart. So I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but in this moment today, I sit out here